There are a couple of articles floating around the internet giving their 2 cents worth on community-driven news sites like Reddit, Digg and such. There are people out there who reckon that the whole concept of digging something is vitally flawed, due to the fact that it relies on herd behaviour, or to sound really Orwellian, groupthink. If left unchecked, rather than coming to the best conclusion based on the wisdom of the group, a crowd can come to the worst conclusion based on a single stupid decision. Now, I tend to be a bit of a fan of Digg. Granted, it's hardly the best place to go for the latest and breaking news in the world of tech, but when I want something a bit quirky, a bit kooky, a bit different, it's the first place I go. So I thought I'd put this theory into practice and take a look at what exactly Digg throws up. It's Wednesday the 28th, I'm Olivia here from Mobuzz TV, and welcome to the Weird and Wacky Digg Show. Having just said that Digg isn't a good place to find the latest in techie news, I'm going to kick off the show with a Valleywag article about the recent $1 billion lawsuit Viacom have taken out against YouTube, as they cite 150,000 examples of content infringement. Google have come out and said that Viacom's purpose is to threaten the way hundreds of millions of people legitimately exchange information, news, entertainment, and political and artistic expression. As in, Viacom are trying to limit the freedom of speech on the internet via YouTube. That's a bit harsh, don't you think? Next up is one of the latest in a huge number of articles commenting on Fox News presenters Liz Trotter's apparent on-air slip-up last weekend. What do you mean? You mean what slip-up? This slip-up, of course.
What some are reading as a suggestion that somebody knock off Obama. Well, both we could.
Well, you know, talk about how you really feel. But do you really?
Oops. If you mistake Obama for Osama, then I reckon the best way to recover is not to suggest that they both be killed. Anyway, Digg points us in the direction of an article by the Huffington Post, suggesting that perhaps the US Secret Service could now be keeping their beady little eyes on poor Liz. Now we begin with the classical weirdness that Digg users are famous for digging. A donkey has been sent to prison for brutally attacking 2 men in southern Mexico. It was locked up in the jail that's normally used for drunken locals after it bit and kicked 2 men. It took a grand total of 6 men to finally gain control of the enraged Eeyore and throw it in the slammer. A local police officer said that the donkey would remain behind bars until its owner agreed to pay the 2 men's medical bills. But perhaps the best part of the tale is Officer Gomez's statement. He said, and I quote, "Around here, if someone commits a crime, they are jailed, no matter who they are." Somewhere out there, amongst the scores of people who pass through the airports of the world every day, is a very happy or a very paranoid passenger, depending on which way you look at it. At Narita Airport in Japan, customs officers were testing airport security. One method of testing their sniffer dogs was to plant a large amount of cannabis in a test suitcase, and then get the dogs to find it. Simple enough. Except the official didn't use the test suitcase, he used a real passenger suitcase, and the dogs didn't find it. And now there is some bloke wandering around Japan with 142 grams of the weed stuffed down the side of his suitcase. They've asked anyone finding the package to report to customs officials, but something tells me that that's just not going to happen. But Digg doesn't just throw up the stories of the wacky and weird. There's an article about a Canadian teenager who seems to have discovered a way to make plastic bags degrade faster. At the moment, we're producing 500 billion plastic bags a year that take up to 1,000 years to compose. Our current efforts of reusing or using material or cloth bags just don't seem to be making much of a difference. But 16-year-old Daniel Bird has won a host of awards for his innovative way of getting rid of the plastic bags. Check out the article to see exactly how. I'm going to end the Digg show with a story typical of the news aggregating site. The Battle of the Titans, shark versus croc down under. A 9-foot-long saltwater crocodile attacked a shark in a river in the Northern Territory. A fisherman captured the whole thing on film and was shocked to find that the crocodile had obviously adapted its killing technique to its prey. Instead of the usual method of drowning its victim, it dragged the shark up onto the riverbank and waited for it to suffocate. So that nicely rounds up the Digg show, and what do you guys think? I took a random selection of highly dug articles, the ones selected by groupthink as such. So let me know, interesting stuff or one stupid dig backed by many? Have a great day guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow.